Hey guys, welcome back to Popcorn in Bed. Thank you so much for being here. We are watching the season finale of season 5. I ended up watching 8 episodes in season 5. And to the people who love Star Trek, you're like, yes, so proud. That's awesome. And to the people who do not like Star Trek, you're like, holy crap, when will this be over? Good news is we usually have 2 other uploads of other content every week. Even better news is I'm really liking Star Trek. So it has been really fun. This will be my 3rd 2-parter season finale watch. And after that season 3 one, I feel like they found their groove with these season finales. So I'm excited. I've heard this one is data centric, so I love data. I'll be happy about that. I have a feeling it's gonna end on a cliffhanger, part 1 at least. The last 3 episodes I watched in season 5 were all amazing. So I am on a high. I'm hoping they can at least match that here. Let's get started. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, Instagram, merch. Okay, let's watch. Oh, Patreon, the best.
Captain's log, stardate 45959.1.
You guys see this shirt?
Evidence has been discovered indicating the presence of extraterrestrials on Earth 5 centuries ago.
What?
The bifocal visual aid is typical of the era. The weapon is a .45 caliber double-action cavalry pistol.
Look inside the watch.
What makes you think that extraterrestrials are related to these discoveries?
Drew was having a problem. Something inside the cavern was interfering with the phase conditioners.
The composition of the rock face has been altered by exposure to triolic waves.
We've confirmed that no one has been in or out of this cavern in centuries. We're left with a 500-year-old mystery.
Ooh, mystery.
We found one other thing I haven't shown you yet.
Was Data's head? That was morbid. What?
I wish I could be as dispassionate about the
okay, that's not
implications
Data.
as my second officer.
There's a
looks like
12%
data, but that's
decomposition
not
of
data.
titanium in the neural pathway links.
How can you look inside that? Analyze the decomposition without...
Emotion, sir?
Yes.
Data, is this yours?
I believe so, sir.
Could it be law?
My brother's positronic brain has a type L phase discriminating amplifier. It seems clear that my life is to end in the late 19th century.
Not if we can help it.
At some future date, I will be transported back to 19th century Earth, where I will die.
Wait.
Trial-sized rock face tells us that we're probably dealing with a species with microcentrum cell membranes. It also might mean they're shapeshifters of some kind. What does match up? The cellular fossil, which might have been along just for the ride. Not unlike 1,000 other single-cell life forms you'd find on any planet, except this particular one is LB10445.
I'm so confused. Why does he think he's gonna die in the future and be transported back?
In one place. Davidia
And he
2.
says it was 500 years ago.
Number 1, lane a course. On my way.
I find it rather comforting. I have often wondered about my own mortality, as I have seen others around me age. Until now, it has been theoretically possible that I would live an unlimited period of time. Although some might find this attractive, to me it only reinforces the fact that I am artificial.
You would outlive all your friends.
Expected to make new friends, and then to outlive them as well. In a way, I am not that different from anyone else. I can now look forward to death.
Well,
Why should I be angry?
Maybe because it reminds us of our own mortality. It's like finding out someone you love has a terminal illness and...
Data.
do.
I'm perceiving an apparent change in the way others behave toward me. Is that an accurate observation?
Not at all.
Sensors are picking up an unusual temporal disturbance on a small area of the planet's surface. Spectral analysis shows a high level of triolic waves emanating from the same location.
Triolic waves, that was in the cave.
It is standard procedure. The second officer accompanied the away team.
Yes, Mr. Data, I am aware of that.
I must assume your decision is related to the discovery on Earth.
I think it is reasonable to take precautions.
It is possible, sir. The events leading to my death will not occur for years.
I hope that's true, Mr. Data.
Concentration of triolic waves falls off about here. It increases exponentially the closer in we go.
What's the source? Something underground?
Negative, Commander.
Something on the walls?
There's life here. A child. An old
What?
woman. Dozens more. Hundreds. My God, Will, they're human.
What? Are they ghosts?
If what we're reading is true, then we're occupying the same space, but in a different time.
How do we compensate?
It will be necessary for me to join the away team, sir.
Proceed, Mr. Data.
Once I have adjusted the force field, I will no longer be visible, Commander. I have taken steps, however, to ensure that you will still be able to hear me. My voice will be transmitted on a delay correlated to the phase adjustment. That should allow me to maintain verbal contact.
Will we be able to talk to you?
That will not be possible.
Okay.
.004.
There are life forms here. They are either unaware of me or choosing to ignore me. They range from 2 to 3 meters in height, silver gray in color.
The humans?
Surrounding an apparatus of some sort,
What?
approximately 1.5 meters in height.
Is he talking
The
about?
apparatus seems to be a holding facility for the energy segments. There are hundreds, perhaps thousands of these fragments inside.
Come on back now.
I have encountered another life form. It seems to be restricted by a force field. 2 of the silver gray entities are approaching it. They have released the force field. Time-space continuum. Caught in the after effect.
Time-space continuum?
Over here.
Commander Riker, report.
We've lost him.
This is like when they went back to in the original series when they went back. 1893?
I'm trying to find 2 individuals with a snake.
A snake? You're an odd fella, aren't you? But just don't be too particular where you get your funds from.
If you are in need of medical attention, I will get a doctor.
Could you help out a 49er?
49er. San Francisco 49ers?
I need temporary lodging.
Looks like the missus booted you out in the middle of the night.
I understand the source of your misperception. However, this is not sleepwear. I am a Frenchman.
Well, everybody's from somewhere. It's 6 bits a day.
I have no money, but I am capable of performing significant tasks, both mental and physical.
Lady luck not with you tonight, Mr. Lane. Poor fella. Hasn't filled the straight in 5 weeks.
Poker?
How's he gonna buy in?
I would like to join the game.
Oh, I don't like Easterners, personally.
I am a Frenchman.
Mes parents sont originaires de Bourbonnais.
Alors, nous sommes presque frères.
Please, sir. The ante is 4 bits. Family heirloom?
In a manner of speaking, it is a crystalline composite of silicon, beryllium, carbon-70, and gold.
I'll give you $3 for it.
We might need that back.
They had you pegged for a sap. The clothes you got on, the way you talk, it's like you were born yesterday. You sure fooled them, though.
It was not my
his
intention to
vest.
deceive.
Have it your way. Checkouts at noon when you're ready to leave.
It has been a pleasure. Of course, the gratuity. Thank you for your assistance.
$1? If there's anything you need, you might want some company. I can introduce you to Lillian.
I do require some supplies.
I love how he's literally traveled back centuries and he is just like
Will this be enough?
unfazed.
More than enough.
Still down a shaft. 49er. Help me out.
What?
No. No!
Well, that's peculiar. Are those the gray guys with the snake?
We need an extraordinarily sensitive phase discriminator to get that .004 variant.
Can you build one?
Won't be as good as Data's. It's gonna take some time.
Want anyone else going in alone?
Wherever Data may be, he's doing the same thing we are. We're just trying to get to the bottom of this. They have a better idea about what's going on than we do, so it might be in the best interest of this mission to find him.
Oh, Riker. Oh, maybe Guinan has wisdom for us.
I hear you're sending an away team down to the surface. Are you going?
Well, now, this is rather unusual for you to be curious about an away mission.
Maybe it's an unusual away mission.
Spill, Guinan.
Do you remember the first time we met?
Of course.
Don't be so sure. I just mean, if you don't go on this mission, we'll never meet.
And remember Spock was needing weird supplies and doing inventing? It's like that episode.
Whoa! Hey!
I believe I have overexerted myself.
Yeah, I'll say. Someday, my ship's gonna come in.
You have a ship?
I'm just biding my time till it gets here. Maybe you and I could go into business together. Selling your horseless carriage and all. You invent them, I sell them.
I believe your plan is a bit premature.
Keep it in mind, though. I got you something at the bakery on 3rd. It's on me, partner.
This
philosopher, has reaffirmed our planet as the only habitable globe in the heavens. He's got a lot of folks excited about the notion.
My dear Mr. Clemens, why do I think you are not one of them?
Your suspicions, Madam Guinan, are undoubtedly based upon your keen observation.
I thought she was part of the planet that the Borg took out.
But if the Earth is not alone and there are millions of inhabited planets in the heavens...
Quite my point. Man becomes a trivial creation, does he not? Lost in the vastness of the cosmic prairie.
Why is he yelling?
Some may argue that a diamond is still a diamond, even if it is one amongst millions. It still shines as brightly.
Someone might say that, dear lady, if someone thought that the human race was akin to a precious jewel. But this increasingly hypothetical someone would not be me.
I would like to speak to
Look how sharp
Guinan.
he looks.
And you are?
It is urgent that I speak to her.
Sir, unless you leave this house immediately, I will send for the police.
I will wait for them in there.
Sir, please, you can't go in there.
I'm sorry for the disruption, but he would not believe me when I told him we were friends.
Do I know you?
Yes, we were on a ship together.
I do so much traveling. What ship would that be?
The Enterprise.
Is that a clipper ship?
It is a starship.
Starship?
Mr. Date. Oh, excuse us. Just how are you?
He still doesn't know him.
What exactly are you?
Android. Artificial life form. Circumstances demand that I take you into my confidence. I am from the 24th century, where you and I serve aboard a starship. Our ship encountered a species who appears to be threatening 19th century Earth. I investigated and was inadvertently pulled into their temporal vortex. When I saw your photograph in the newspaper, I assumed you had joined me from the future. I knew your species was long-lived, but I did not realize you had visited Earth so long ago.
Eavesdropping is by no means a proper activity for a gentleman. Nonetheless, the deed is done.
Well, I guess we'll have to kill him. I don't think I like Mr. Colonel Saunders. Oh, good job, Jordy. That was
Okay,
fast.
Counselor, right over there.
How soon will you be ready?
We're ready now, Captain.
I'd be more comfortable if you'd monitor our progress from the bridge, Captain.
I've reason to believe that my presence on this mission is imperative.
As Chief of Security, my place is at your side.
The security of the Enterprise is of paramount importance, Mr. Wolf.
So, how do they get back? Data's machine. Oh, that's freaky. Ew, ew. This is what he was seeing. Oh, I don't like it. Oh.
If we can see them, why can't they see us?
Phase displacement might not bring us far enough into their perceptual range.
Oh, there's those orifices.
There's no life here. What I have sensed is more like an imprint, an echo of the last moment of life. Human life. They all died in terror.
This is what Data saw. Wait, those people on Earth who sucked the homeless man's life.
My God, they're delivering more of them for the others to ingest.
Woof. What? We're following it? Okay, that's... They would. Okay, part 2. Andale, andale.
Last time.
Ah! Stop showing the head.
I've long been interested in the notion of time travelers.
Oh, this guy's voice.
I have just learned that even now there are people from the future in San Francisco.
Oh boy.
As soon as I have the necessary evidence, I intend to expose them.
Will this be a sequel to Connecticut Yankee, Mr. Twain?
Miss Clemens, boy. Sam Clemens.
I thought it was Mark Twain for a second. Those are the gray people.
The coroner said this is where they kept all the cholera victims.
It doesn't make sense that so many people are dying of cholera. It just isn't that virulent.
Ooh, look at them in their... They found outfits quick.
The entire nervous system has been depleted of electrochemical energy.
That must be that homeless man, the 49er.
These people did not die of cholera. They died because their neural energy was drained somehow.
If you were a time traveler with a taste for human neural energy, where would you get your supply?
I would travel back to a time when there were plagues and epidemics so I could murder and use the disease as a cover.
Riker is looking sharp in that outfit.
If the aliens have been killing people there, well, someone might have noticed something unusual.
If they're moving among humans, then they must have...
The tricorder indicated trialic activity from most of the bodies we've looked at. If the aliens left that sort of signature, they'll be detectable.
We might even be able to rig some kind of alien alarm system.
How is he going to explain that?
She's back.
Mr. Pickard?
Pickard?
Mr. Pickard, I'll be reminding you that it's 1 o'clock. The rent is always due, payable in full by 1 o'clock on Wednesdays.
My troupe are in rehearsals for a new production.
I haven't heard of any new production. What play is it?
A Midsummer Night's Dream. We have performed in London, Paris, Milan, to sold-out houses. I can assure you, you will have the rent in full with a bonus.
I've heard you silver-tongued dibbles before. I'll have my rent in full tomorrow by 1 o'clock.
Please make them do a play.
I hope you won't spread it around and I let you in.
And I assure you that Mr. Data would be most upset if you didn't.
I've had the strangest notion to go see Alaska.
That's a great idea. Alaska, the Klondike, the Aurora Borealis. I'd write about them.
You know, that is exactly what I'm gonna do.
You do that, son.
And you'll see my name in print, too. The name's London. Jack London.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Maybe we don't play around with this, sir.
Found the cavern, not be able to get to. The entrance is on a mine shaft that is in the middle of the Presidio on an army base.
Perhaps you could arrange for us to get in with permission to dig for the mine shaft.
I've done everything
I have full confidence in your persuasive abilities. The transceiver assembly has been removed. Without it, I will be unable to track the time shifts.
Twain.
Clemens?
He's been driving me crazy. He follows me down the street asking me questions.
Why do they calling him Twain?
Prolonged contact with human tissue be highly toxic.
I thought he was already gonna have been toxified.
I find no shame in my efforts to uncover your plot. I was talking to a friend of mine, Chess Whitley. He wonders when you're coming back.
I do not believe I know a Mr. Whitley.
He works in the county assayer's office. He says you've been in there a number of times.
This guy's bugging me too, Guinan.
This, contraption. It's very unusual. It looks quite futuristic. Might it have something to do with time shifts?
In a sense. The time shift is a gearing system I have invented for the horseless carriage.
You have come here to this century and brought your infernal technologies with you for God only knows what purpose.
I do think we've heard enough.
As do I.
It is the business of all humanity, I believe, to stop both of you.
Grating my nerves. They gotta be close to each other. I feel like Picard was always kind of fascinated.
Replacing the burners.
They've been here recently, I'd say, within the last 24 hours.
This man was complaining about a strange doctor and nurse who visited that patient. Perhaps they're still in the hospital.
Oh, I see. Hide your tricorder.
That's an interesting cane.
Snake. Okay, we can find each other.
I'm going to ask you all to come down to the station for questioning, including you. That's a gentleman's cane. I'll have to confiscate it for evidence.
I just want you to know that I have the utmost respect for the law.
Da 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 da!
If we tune a phaser to the approximate frequency of triolic waves and lay down a field burst, it might respond.
Oh, the aliens were carrying.
Oh boy.
Those look like minute distortions in the space-time continuum.
They were so small and they lasted only a second.
The aliens appear to be able to concentrate the distortion.
Maybe they have something, a mechanism that focuses it.
I just love seeing them in their costumes.
I know you're in there. Open the door.
Come now, spirit. Whither wander you?
Over here.
We need someone to read a part. You're just in time.
I need to be talking to you.
And here my mistress would that he be gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
Now, Mrs. Carmichael, right there.
Data's got lots of money, doesn't he?
What? Jealous Oberon? I have forsworn his bed and company.
I don't think I need to hear any more. That was truly unique. I think we have found our Titania. Don't you agree?
Dilly.
I found a way to get onto the Presidio and into the mine shaft.
It is all right.
Do you know me?
Very well.
Do I know you?
Very well.
Not yet, but you will.
I heard that 2 people vanished.
They say a band of outlaws set off an explosion in the hospital and then escaped. The carriage they escaped in was driven by an albino.
Mr. Data, it's an invasion.
Invasion from the future. Do you have any proof?
No, he does not.
The trialic waves are just as high as they were on Davidia 2. There's no indication of a control mechanism.
Oh, this is the same shaft.
I'm right, this entire cavern has been configured to focus the space-time distortion, just like a lens. I'm willing to bet that it's the same at their habitat back on Davidia 2.
If we can get back there and destroy that site, it might put an end to that time travel.
I don't know that we can get back. The aliens use triolic energy as a power source.
Okay.
The phasers generates might not be entirely compatible.
An event I most certainly would enjoy witnessing.
Ay, ay, ay.
Gratefully waive that opportunity for the privilege of taking you all into the authorities.
It is imperative that we continue our mission.
I have listened to your stories and your excuses, and I will listen no longer.
Put him to sleep, Data.
I suspect that even time travelers are vulnerable to the Colt 45.
Bzz. Data! Someone stay with him! Ay, ay, ay.
Is everyone all right?
I think
No,
so.
Data's head popped off.
This is the 24th century. We're on Davidia 2, and you're not supposed to be here.
I have as much right to be in your time as you had to be in mine.
Okay, sir. Riker also might need to punch you, too.
With the disappearance of Mark Twain, one of the most noted literary figures of the 19th...
He's supposed to be Mark Twain?
I only took advantage of an irresistible opportunity, as any good writer would.
Mark Twain? I don't want to be annoyed by Mark Twain.
Werewolf.
It's a long story, Mr. Worf. I'll brief you later.
Gently. Now, don't sit up too quick. You were hurt. I had to make sure you were all right.
So you stayed for that?
You're far too important to me.
You know an awful lot about me.
Believe me, in the future, the tables will be turned.
And when we meet, I won't even be able to tell you about this one.
No, because for me, none of this will have happened yet.
My brain cannot wrap around that part of time travel.
It's history fulfilling itself.
History has to fulfill itself. Even Picard knew that.
What am I supposed to do?
If I told you what happened in that cavern, it might affect any decision you'd make now. I can't do that.
We're talking about Jean-Luc Picard. I can't sit around and hope it all works out. I've got to do something.
I like the way he said his name.
I'm not so impressed with this future.
How about no poverty, no disease?
We live in a peaceful federation. The people you see are here by choice.
But what about everybody else?
Tell him.
Poverty was eliminated on Earth a long time ago, and a lot of other things disappeared with it. Hopelessness, despair, cruelty.
Come from a time when men achieved power and wealth by standing on the backs of the poor. You're telling me that isn't how it is anymore?
That's right.
Maybe it's worth giving up cigars for, after all.
Any luck?
Not so far.
Watch.
It was found in the cavern where Data's head was. Just after 500 years, that's not likely to work either.
I fear I have sadly misjudged you, as I have misjudged many things.
Can you communicate?
Yes. We need your energy.
Perhaps we can find a substitute.
There is none. We must continue.
Forehead hole.
My crew have returned to the 24th century to destroy your transport site on Davidia 2.
Destroy it. Your weapons will only amplify the time distortion. You will annihilate your own world.
Come again?
I'm going back for Captain Picard. Doctor, I need to know anything you can tell me about that Ophidian.
Will, I haven't been able to determine if our phaser energy can generate a stable field. The risk would be...
I'll take that risk.
We're talking about Jean-Luc Picard.
If I can save Captain Picard, I consider that very acceptable.
The captain would not.
Worf.
I recommend we target photon torpedoes on the alien habitat and destroy it.
No.
He's right, Will.
Guys, no.
Power up the photons, Mr. Worf.
Run me a diagnostic on the input polarizers.
There is intermittent contact in the input polarizers.
An iron filing. How'd that get in there?
Wait, he's sending a message through the future. It's like the lake house.
Polarizer circuits are functioning.
Torpedoes. Phasing. Alien. I am processing a binary message entered into my static memory by Captain Picard. Are we planning to fire on the alien habitat?
Yeah, but
It is imperative that we do not. I will explain later.
the Force to Riker. Hold your fire.
Come on, Riker, listen. Acknowledge.
The binary message left by the captain is not entirely clear.
If we outfit the photons with phase discriminator, could get the variants we need.
I'll have time to go get him.
You'd be able to open the rift, but it won't be stable enough to transport more than one person.
You mean if I go back, only one of us could return?
That's right.
Then I have the perfect solution for you.
Oh boy.
This thing put me down in the middle of Market Street. Took forever to get here.
Clemens got back. The captain should have been here by now.
We have no way of knowing if Mr. Clemens was successful.
Okay, come on.
According to Mr. LaForge, who did get your message, by the way, a frequency setting of 0.047 on your phaser will correctly activate this creature. I promise you she will be attended to.
And there is a bill to be settled at Mrs. Carmichael's boarding house.
I'll settle it.
I wish time would have allowed me to know you better.
You just have to read my book. What I am is pretty much there.
I'll see you in 500 years, Picard.
And I'll see you in a few minutes.
Hurry.
Mr. Worf, are the photons ready?
Yes, sir.
No.
Fire.
No! Wait for him!
I am detecting a temporal distortion on the surface and human life signs.
O'Brien, get him out of there.
Oh, no, they're too close for comfort.
Transporter room, have you got him?
It has indeed, Commander. Believe me. It's good to be back.
Ay.
We have destroyed the target. There is no further indication of trialic activity.
Captain's log, stardate 46001.3. Everyone who should be in the 19th century is safely there. Those who should be in the 24th are here. Mr. Data has been restored to us, head and all, and Samuel Clemens will write the books he was to have written after our encounter.
He leaves the watch and the gun in the head. Can we just do that, perhaps? Ooh. Okay, we're back. That was a fun adventure. It was definitely different than the other two season finales I've seen. I'd say it was less gripping, but it was still very fun, which I like. I like a fun episode. I loved seeing them in their clothes, even though I don't know how they got them. The whole logic of the time travel, no matter how many times it's explained to me, doesn't really click in my brain. It's the same way I think I still have to do this when I need to see left and right. It's just, I don't know, it just doesn't click, but I trust them that that it all worked out, that he could program something in Data's original head that would somehow be there in the head that they had found, even though that happened before. See, I don't know. I just wish the crew wasn't so, except Riker, they were like, okay, well, he's gone. I'm like, what is the rush? What is the rush? These aliens have been doing it for, who knows how long. I mean, I get they were stealing more lives, but they were just ready to be okay with I don't know. I know that's like in their defense, they're like, this is what Picard would want, but I needed them to try everything to get him back. Riker was just standout in all his scenes in those two episodes, just knocking people out. What could be more important than Data? He was just, and then he was the one that fought to go get Picard. Data as an albino, as they said in the 19th century, was wonderful. A poker card shark. I wish Mark Twain just could, and maybe he was being very historically accurate and that's what he actually sounded like, but it could have just been a little less grinding. I don't know. Did anyone else feel like that? I mean, it was pretty hilarious that they met Mark Twain. Okay. I am excited that we are officially on season 6 and can't wait to see what the season brings. And if you want to help vote on what episodes I watch in this season, head over to Patreon. Okay, until next time, guys.